and get ready for all the action of the BBL Central Podcast.
The old big rabbit, the kangaroo, introducing the BBL Central Podcast for round number 5. Can you believe it? We're over the halfway mark. We've only got a few more rounds to go. How quickly is the season going? Oh, it's just nuts. But I am joined, as usual, by my two favourite cohorts. Rossco, how'd you go this week?
Yeah, I got probably just above par, which I thought I was probably going to go down, but 11.36 went up 82 places to be just outside the top 1,000, but 1,045 ranking at the moment. And I managed to get a draw this week in one of my head-to-heads. We both finished on the same score, so not often you see that in BBL, but we did get one. But yeah, no, not a bad round. I mean, obviously last night's game, like that just was that was a massive points game for a lot of people, you know, with Marsh, I think he got about 170 points. I think Hardy went massive as well. So I had them, and I had Ashton Agar for his 110, but he should have had 5 because he dropped the sitter of a caught and bowled, and then Finn Allen missed the stumping. So what could have been, but I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest with you. So, yeah, can't really complain. A couple of dud scores in there. I think Meredith only got me 4 points and Jordan got 12 points. But other than that, it wasn't too bad of a round, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're not on your own having Meredith stink up the team. Folks, do join us if you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube. Do send us your questions because we would love to have a few questions or two, although we know it's a bit of a crazy day. Some people are working and some people aren't. But that's the way it is. Timbo, how are you going there, man?
Very well, thank you, gentlemen. Good to be back on. Yeah, hard and fast, all right. Far out. It's trying to keep up with between the EPL and the BBL. It's getting a little bit too much. And, yeah, I climbed some big rankings this week in BBL because I spent a fair bit of time looking at it and then crashed and burned really bad in the EPL. So, unfortunately, I've dropped back into the 200s overall. First time I've been in 200s in the EPL all season. Was in about 30th spot about 3 weeks ago. But, yeah, BBL on the up and up because you boys give me too much shit if I fall too far behind. So, yeah, climbed about 4,000 ranks this week inside the top 10K. So, yeah, on the up and up. Created some team value. Now I just got to get all my stars back in, or not my actual stars because I've got a team full of them. So, is what it is.
Is that what you're saying? You've got a team full of stars, but you're sitting at about 9,000 overall or something like that?
It's exactly right, mate. So I got to get my actual rock stars back in, not so much my my Melbourne stars.
Brad, just quickly, just wanted to let you know it's not coming up live on YouTube either. If you can have a look at that, maybe too. It's on the.
Yes, he is. He's live on YouTube. I don't know what he's looking at it, but it's definitely on.
Not under the BBL Central one.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
He's looking at the wrong thing. I think you'll find. I'll bring that up, and I'll post a link for you in the comments. Now, my team, I went pretty badly this week, but I made the critical error of not going with, unfortunately, not going with Aaron Hardy. That cost me about 200 points. Yeah, very stupid of me. I don't know why. Don't know why I did that, but anyway, that's the way it goes. The cookie crumbles. I'm just bringing this up so I can post this link.
It's fixed now.
What's that?
It's good now. It's all good to see now.
Yeah, all right. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, the Aaron Hardy mistake. But anyway, we make these mistakes. And I didn't get in Joel Davies, which I put in all the articles we spoke about last week's podcast was the thing to do. So everything I spoke about doing, I didn't do. Maybe one day I'll actually listen to my own advice. Do you think that will be a change? I should make 2 things. One where I do everything I say I'm doing, and another one where I just do the complete fucking opposite.
Well, it would be good if you did, because you make the same mistake when we do NRL as well, Brad. Just maybe one day you might learn your lesson. I mean, what I want to know is that when you came 9th overall that season in NRL Supercoach, did you listen to your own advice then, or what was the go?
As the heat started getting on me towards the end, I actually stopped posting and stopped going on. We were doing 360 at the time, so we're doing NRL 360. So I'd actually stopped because I was starting to get way too many questions, and people then were wanting to know what I was doing, and you don't want to give away, if you're at the pointy end, you don't want to give away too many secrets, which I quickly found out. So, and I was getting a lot of randoms, and so I thought, that's it. I'm just going to lay low. And I just did what I did. But anyway, let's see if we can get ourselves into the pointy section of the season here. Now, for those people that don't know, this week the Stars are on a double. So all the stars that you had stashed on your bench, which is what we had been recommending you do, it's now time to bring them off your bench and put them back in your team. Once you've done that, you can then assess where your real needs are. Now, I'm going to discuss one thing straight off the bat, because we did have a question on our Facebook pages about it from Matthew Gibson. G'day, Matthew. Big shout out to you. He's always a good listener and a good reader of the articles. He's a bit confused by me putting Wildermuth in as a sell. Now, I guess we'll just take a consensus view on this one. I've got him as a sell because of his huge BE. And look, in every other season, he has never been a keeper. He's always been a cash grab, then you sell him. What makes him any different this year that we think that he's going to be a keeper? Yes, he's sixth highest averaging Supercoach player at the moment in BBL for this year. Rossco, sell or hold?
Well, I've sold him this week, but look, it's a hard one because he's only really had one decent game, which was the game when he got the 100. Before that, as we know, his high score was only 31. He has a great role. There's no doubt about that. He's opening the batting. He's bowling 4 overs. He's bowling, up front. He's bowling in the surges and the power plays. But yes, he's got a massive break even. And there's pros and cons to it. Like, let's be honest. Like, the Gabba's been a bit of a road this year. We saw that earlier this season. There's been a couple of 200 scores posted on that pitch. But I think if it's your ticket to another gun, like it's your ticket to a Storney or a Maxi, or I'm going to be honest, even Matt Short as well is another one that you're going to probably want to start looking at too. I just feel like it's a great role, but for me, I think it's just time to move him on. I know that there's a couple of people out there that are pretty solid on holding him, including Scobes, who I watched his little video that he did last night as well about it. Absolutely, it's a great role, but let's be honest, the Heat aren't playing that well at the moment. I mean, they're really struggling. Their depth in their batting and their bowling is absolutely woeful. Realistically, Bartlett's probably the only one who's holding that team together at the moment. You had two guys played the other night, and Ollie Pattinson, who's only 19, who made his debut, and Tom Balkin, who's only 21 or something, playing his second game. So realistically, you look outside that, and their batters are really struggling. Munro hasn't got going at all. They'll get McSweeney back this week, but I just think it's time to get rid of him. So he's going to go out of my team, but I can see a point in holding him, but it's I'm not holding him, no.
Timbo, you're the Heat man. What do you think? Hold or sell on Wildermuth?
Yeah, look, I was really keen on holding until I watched him play 2 nights ago. And, I don't know, boys. I think the Heat's in all sorts. Much to my disgust as a big fan, but, I don't know. I think they put all their eggs in their baskets with regards to the guys playing in the test team and hoping that they'd get some test guys back throughout the tournament. And it just hasn't happened, and it's not looking likely. I think once they lost Nisa as well, that obviously really hurt us. And, unfortunately, I think we're probably closer to the spoon rather than the title.
Yeah. I mean, he's a bit like Josh Brown, Wildermuth, isn't he? I mean, I would pick Josh Brown if he was cheap. But when you're picking him as an expensive player, Josh Brown he'll either get out or he'll give you a 50, won't he? It's very hit and miss as to know. He's one of these ones that just goes out and tries to hit the cover of everything, much like Mitch Owen is at the moment. And Wildermuth does that to me. So I'm a bit worried about how sustainable that is as a long-term just a long-term option in my lineup. So
he looked really good that game when he got the 100, but since then he's kind of reminded me a bit of a Mitch Owen. Every ball's just got to go for 6. He wants to take the cover off absolutely everything. But the difference is between those two is that Mitch Owen's only about 110k now, and Wildermuth's just under 180k. So realistically, you should be using that cash. You should have Stoinis, you should have Maxi, you should have Harris Ralph too. Like, we'll talk about these guys, but I just think, especially if you're selling them to a Stars player who's got 2 opportunities, as well, like 2 games. Like, I just think it's better. And if you look at the 2 teams that the Stars are coming up against, let's be honest, the bowling attack from both teams is absolutely dog shit. I mean, the Heat and the Renegades, the bowling attack is not great at all. Behrendorff has been pretty average for them this season, and they've really struggled. And you've got to remember, too, no Adam Zampa. There's talk he's going to miss 3 games, so he won't play this round either. And that's a massive loss for the Gades. Huge loss.
Yeah.
I think when you look at it, it's 30k to go from him to Edwards. And I understand Edwards from the Sixers is on the bye this week, but it's only 30k to make up the difference. And then if you go another week and he gets smashed again from his BE, this is Wildermuth, then you might have to find 50 or 60 to go back up to Edwards, who you need to bring in. You absolutely need to have him for next week. Go the other end of the spectrum, it's a 20 or 30k that you can bank by going Wildermuth down to Max. So Maxwell. So look, I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. If you're flush with trades, flush with cash, and your team looks amazing, then by all means hold him. But I don't see a world where holding Wildermuth is the right thing to do at the moment.
You could even downgrade him to bloody Abbott for 40k change too, maybe a bit more as well. So, which we'll talk about him after.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we jump straight into our.
And now it's time for Around the Grounds with Rossco.
Oh, you never looked so good, Ross, that bloke.
Didn't even come up for me. Didn't come up.
Well, it did, trust me.
Well, not for me, it didn't. But anyway, I'm guessing we're up to the news segment, yeah?
Yes, yeah. Well, just breaking news. Give it to us. We've got a bit of news around.
Right, so currently we have Joe Clark sitting at 7th most traded in this round. So obviously a lot of people haven't seen the news that he is actually out for at least game 1. He has a hip injury, I think. Is it a hip injury or something?
Yep.
So he's going to be out this game. Most likely misses both games of the double, given it's only a 2-day turnaround till they play the next game. They've got Sam Hain, who's coming in. He's available for the next 4 games. It doesn't mean that Joe Clark is missing 4 games, just to not get the confusion there. He's available for the next 4 games. He'll most likely sliding around about number 4 in the batting order, and he's sitting at 58.5k. He has played BBL before and has not really done too well. I think he had a stint with the Hurricanes, and I can't remember who the other club was he played for as well. And then we've got Reece Topley. He's gone now. He's unavailable now. Also, Lockie Ferguson's been ruled out with his injury from the ILT 20. They've got a replacement in David Wiley who will be available from the next round. And Shadab Khan also leaves after this round as well. Also, too, I believe the Heat are on the hunt for a replacement for Shaheen Afridi as well. Nothing's been said on that yet. And also, I believe the Thunder are also chasing another import as well. I know Tall Paul's still around playing some cricket down in Melbourne somewhere, whether someone looks at him or not, but maybe someone needs to look at him. The reason why Sam Hain's been signed up by the Stars is he's around playing club cricket in somewhere in Australia. I don't know if it was in Queensland, I read, or somewhere as well. So
it is in Brisbane. He's up in Brisbane playing, yeah.
So yeah, but other than that, that's pretty much all the news for this round.
I tell you what, David Wiley, I'll be very interested when he starts, I love him.
Yeah, but it's just not ideal that they don't have a double though, the Thunder anymore. That's the only thing. Yeah.
No, but the bloke loves Australian wickets and can play. All right, so that's all the news there. I guess we can jump straight to Should we go have a look at the trade trends, Ross? What do you think?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I'll just pull it up now.
This will give us a good idea, and we can talk about these players as we're going through them, because there's a couple that we'll start with the traded out, eh?
Yep. So traded out from 1 to 10, we've got Shadab Khan, Finn Allen, Jack Wildermuth, Chris Jordan, Josh Philippi, Jack Edwards, Mitch Owen, Ben McDermott, Tim David, and Josh Inglis, which no one should have had anyway already.
Yeah, all right. So shut up there looks like the most popular one by a long way. Not only does he have a big break but he's leaving, yeah?
Yeah, he's gone after this round, break even around about 110 or so, I think it is. Yeah. I think a lot of these make sense. Not sure I'd be trading out Mitch Owen given his price. Josh Philippi and Jack Edwards are both interesting trade outs, Brads, because they've got to buy this round, but they also go on to a double next round too. So they're not going to lose any money because they're not playing.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would, unless you've got a team chock-a-block full of absolute guns. Yeah, I'm not sure why, under what reasoning you have to be trading those out. You need somebody to bench loop with anyway, so why not have them as a backup to bench loop with? Yeah, it's just, I honestly, I don't understand that one. Tim, do you get it?
No, there's a few interesting ones in there. On your comment on Mitch Owen, look, what have I got? 6 or 7 Hurricanes or something. So I'm going to have to let some of them go this round because next week they've obviously got the bye. They have a double game week the week after in week 7. But if you've got, like me, 6 or 7 Hurricanes, you can't keep them for next week. Otherwise, you won't be able to field a squad. So there is a few things there that you're going to have to look at. And Mitch Owen, look, let's be honest, he hasn't been performing. He's not hitting the ceiling that he was last season or anywhere near it. So, look, I do get that one.
Yeah, well, I think you've got to probably look at break evens and stuff like that as well. I think Mitch Owen's probably worth hanging on. Chris Jordan with the break and even of 106. I'd certainly be offloading him before I offload Mitch Owen as well. You know, they've got a double. Is it round 8? I think they've got the double, or round 7.
Round 7.
They've got a double, so you're going to want some of them back. But, certainly Ben McDermott with the 93 break even as well. So, I don't know. I just think Mitch Owen's probably one just to hold for now. You're in a bit of a different situation, Tim, because you've got 6 of them. So you want to at least probably offload 3 of them this round, though. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
All right, so now we want to be having a look at the most traded in. I guess he's going to be one of them right there on screen. Most traded in, Stoinis, Harper, Curran, Maxwell, Siddle, and Swepson, all stars, of course. Aaron Hardy is coming in for the people like me that don't have him. By the way, he's set to make nearly 80 grand in the next 2 weeks. He'll take 2 rounds, so that's why people are doing it. Campbell Kellaway, don't like that one. No. Joe Clark, as we've already discussed, this is madness. And Mitch Marsh, I guess, would be people looking for the cash that missed out.
I wouldn't be trading in Mitch Marsh. No, not now. I'm sorry, but like minus 61 break even. He's played 1 good game so far, and everyone wants to jump on him. It's the same thing that happened with Whitey last week, and then look what happened with him. He didn't even bowl, and he came out and batted and got 1 point and made basically no money. So I'm all for the Hardy trade. I think as long as you're stuck with your stars, you've got to prioritise your stars first. At some point in time, you just got to cut your loss and go, okay, I'm going to miss out on making his money. But I think we're up to round 5 now. You need to be prioritising on points, not on how much money you're making.
All right, so quite interestingly, we've got quite a few questions coming in. This one's actually piqued my interest straight up. I'll let you read that one, Rossco.
Who put it back up?
Yep.
A bit late to the stream. Hey, what's with the third bloke this week? Who's that?
Wow. That's
okay. Thanks, Marty.
To Timmy, who's been a bit missing in action the last couple, although he did make the last one. So, he did make that one.
You got to hate it when family gets in the road of bloody Supercoach and fantasy sports. It's just not good enough, is it? Should take myself outside, have a good hard look at myself, and maybe an uppercut.
Look, all those trades seem pretty smart to me, Ross. Apart from, as we said, I'm a bit questionable.
Probably the bottom three. The bottom three for me: Callaway, Clark, and Mitch Marsh. Probably the ones for me.
By the way, folks, if you think about getting in Callaway, Sam Hain coming in really hurts Callaway. Callaway's just going to keep moving further down the list.
No, I don't think so. I think Haynes going to probably come in at 4 and Callaway will stay at 3.
Yeah, but what happens if they haven't lost too many wickets and it gets to like the 10th over?
Yeah.
All right. And then all of a sudden Stoinis and Maxwell get moved up and everyone else gets moved down. Yeah. It's a real ugly middle order they've got there. It can be very flexible. Stars are flying at the moment and they will keep doing that policy of shifting people around when they have to. It does work. So, I'm not a Callaway fan. I mean, I'm a fan of him. I think he's got a great future. I'm just not a fan of the trade. Siddle. Timmy, what do you think about the Siddle trade?
Oh, mate, look, I love him as a player. My biggest concern would be whether or not he gets in both games of the double. Playing 2 games in 48 hours might be a little bit of a stretch for him. But, yeah, I don't know. It's he's got the runs on the board, boys. He's got the pedigree. It's not very often where Sids doesn't get a wicket. So you should be able to bank on, let's say, 30 to 40 points at a minimum. But, yeah, I don't know. He's not in my team at the moment. He's not one that I'm necessarily looking at. Could be a late switch. I don't exactly have any bowlers at the moment. So, that might be something that I'll look at.
What do you think, Ross?
I've got the same. As I said, I brought up the same concern earlier about him playing both games, but they don't really have a lot of options other than Liam Hatcher sitting there to come in for him. I've already got 5 stars, and I think 5 is enough. I don't know what you guys think, but I just think any more than 5 could be a bit of an overkill. I know Scobes is pretty keen on running 6 at the moment, but I just think, I've got to prioritise Ralph and Curran, are the 2, and then obviously you've got Harper, Stoinis, and Maxi as well. So they're probably the ones I want to probably prioritise first. Which just brings us on to one of our questions, Brad. Just a couple of questions on the page. Pick 2 out of Curran, Ralph, or Siddle. I think I'm going to probably say Curran and Ralph. What you guys think? Do you guys agree? Out of those 3?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's why I dumped him up there on the. Where's that question? I must have missed that one.
Oh, it's on the post it's on the page that I put up about that we were going to.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, folks, I haven't included those questions. But
it's okay.
Yeah, Harris Ralph for me definitely is. I love him. If he's available, which it seems he is for both games, yeah, I love him.
And then the other one's from Ashley Nicholson. He said, I currently have 3 stars, Maxi, Curran, and Marcus Stoinis. Is it worth bringing in Ralph, Siddle, and Harper to maximise this round? Or trade in a 6er and try and get ahead? He goes, I've currently got no 6s.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm in much the same boat. Look, at the moment, I've gone Wildermuth, Allen, and possibly Mitch Owen, bringing in Maxwell and Curran. I already had 4 stars last round. So I've got 6, and I'll be honest, if I didn't already have Callaway, he wouldn't be one that I'd be bringing in. I'd be leaving him out and just go with the 5. But look, I think I've probably got to start bringing in some 6s because I dumped Edwards last week, and he's someone I'm going to need to bring back in next week. So at the moment, I've got 140K, and I'll be looking at probably a 6er, and they can just sit on the pine.
Yeah, I would. I'd have to concur with most of that. I think definitely bringing in 1 6er is worthwhile. Let me put it to you this way. Say, and I mean, Tim just used the example of Siddle. Generally, look, he's at his worst, he's going to get you 30 points. That's his bottom. At his best, he might get you 60. But even if he has 2 of his average games and he gets about 30 points, in a double week, that's still 60 points.
Yeah.
That's still way more points than a single game player can often get,
Yeah.
or you're risking to get. So I wouldn't be too worried about loading up with 6 stars. Just remember, somehow you got to get rid of them all. And as well, the other side of the coin, you are right, Tim, and so was that other person, Matty Nicholson, I think it was. Stashing one is not a bad idea. I personally think Sean Abbott is primed to be picked. I'd be stashing him if you could. There's no real hurry on Edwards. Maybe see what money you can save this week or can earn this week or some of these other players, and then think about Edwards. But Abbott looks primed to be picked. What do you think, Ross?
Yeah, I think so. He said he had Maxi, Curran and Stoinis. So I think if looking at the other three, Ralph, Siddle and Harper, I'd probably go Ralph and Harper and then go one of your 6s to make your 3 trades. That's probably what I'd be doing. Happy to be proven wrong with Siddle, and he's proved me wrong already with the way it's going. So I don't hate the Siddle trade in. You just don't know. I just don't know. That's the thing. So yeah, and also too, the two pitches that they're playing on, the 2 grounds, there's been a lot of runs scored, so it might not be so much favour for the bowlers, more the batters.
Does somebody know a Mirza?
Is this Bilko added again or what?
What's that?
Is Bilko?
Who would know? That's an interesting name. Yeah. If it's a fictitious, what they do throw in the alphabet.
Just commented in that he or she misses us. I'm not sure what that means.
Dickus added again, I reckon.
Dickus, we'll talk about Dickus. Scoops, a man. Who's Scoops?
Scobes. Oh, he does the work with Ben from Honeyball.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Marty says Siddle averages 69 at the moment.
Yeah.
So there's a great, 120 points. There's not many people. I think there's only about 12 last week that got over 100. So there's not many that are going to get over 100. But yeah, that's a great point there.
Boys, question without notice. Sorry, just throwing this one in there. I'm sort of a bit stuck on my 3rd trade. Is there would there be any purpose in doing like a Callaway to Siddle trade? I know that's a little bit sideways in that they're both on the double, but yeah, I don't know. It's just something a little bit left field. I think Callaway's kind of just holding a spot for me, and I think we talked about briefly before the show. Maybe he's someone that I stash on the bench and use as an emergency, depending on his first game. But yeah, is it too sideways or not worth a trade? Just going Callaway to Siddle.
Well, I don't think it's sideways. I don't like the Callaway one, but off air we spoke about that briefly. Did we, or did we speak about it on air? Not sure.
No idea.
But I don't like Callaway as a trade. I just find his role in the middle there a bit too scary to even touch, And like we said, if the Stars have done it before, where if they're flying, gets the 10th over mark and they're still flying, they'll up the order. They'll put Stoinis in earlier. They'll put Maxi in a bit earlier.
Yep.
So yeah. By the way, Marty says it's either a new account spam, or a girlfriend of Roscoe's.
No, so it's one of the 3, thank you. Not just Rossco, thank you. It does not say that.
It certainly wouldn't be my girlfriend.
And Bilko also just messaged me and said it's not him. So who knows? It could be anybody.
I've already been married twice. I got no interest in trying it a 3rd time.
Oh dear. All right, that's Marty again. Sorry about that. All right. So another question from an anonymous participant. Is there any world where you could see that you could sit or fade Glenn Maxwell?
Bilko asked me this question earlier today.
For me personally,
you know who it is then. But anyway, is there any way you could fade Maxwell? I think yes.
I think so. I think you need to. I think it's hard because you don't know where he's going to come in the order. Like he was listed to bat 6 the other day, and he came in and batted at 3 or 4 or whatever it was. But even then, yeah, he came in and made some quick runs, but he only got like 30-something runs, some amount of points. He's only bowling 1 to 2 overs as well. They're playing at the Gabba tonight, which we've already said is a bit of a road. So there might not be much in it for him either. So is there? Well, you can absolutely, but I'd be worried about not owning him for the game against the Renegades, because I think I saw a stat earlier that he's got some ridiculous average against the Renegades, but he also probably wasn't batting that low in the order either. Wasn't listed to come in and bat at number 6. So I think there is a world that you can do it absolutely. It's either going to help you play. You're either going to catch up or you're going to fall behind if he does do well. So it's a hard one for me. I've already got him, so I don't really have that dilemma. But I think there is a world where you can definitely fade him and not go him. And I don't think he's one of those players that you have to have.
Question there from Robert Webb, tuned in late. Any thoughts on Sweppo at 60K? Guess he is cheap.
Yeah.
How do we feel about Sweppo? How do we feel about him being back in Brisbane? Tim?
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. It's a bit of a tough one. I'm not a massive fan. Never really have been, but his bowling's just a little bit up and down. You look through all his history of his results and whatever else in this format, and sometimes he can take 3 and then he might not take a wicket for 2 or 3 games. So look, it's a no from me unless you're looking for a really cheap option and you've got nothing else.
Yeah, it's a no from me. Risk, Rossco?
Yeah, no from me. I just think, you're probably better off looking at a bench loop and going probably Rogers or Sam Hain for a similar price as well. Most likely those two are probably going to potentially bat twice as well. So I don't mind that, but I'm not really sold on that, to be honest with you. He's not done really much this season, to be honest with you. He's had one decent game, which was at Marvel. But I don't think he's going to do so well at the MCG or at Gabba either. I don't think you're going to see much turn in either of those 2 pitches.
All right, so Matty says that he did. He's doing the avoid of Maxi, and he did the same with Marsh last week, and it nearly worked. Yes, it did nearly work. Bloody oath, it nearly worked. And Davey says Maxi's a ton of coin, but could destroy you if he bats and goes off. That he could. But here's the next thing you've got to consider as well, which we haven't yet. 133 BE for the 2 games. That means he has to average around about 75. Not 75, 65 odd. You reckon he can average 65 across both games? Could lose you a bit of coin.
If he was bowling, I'd say he's a shoo-in, but he's obviously not going to bowl or not likely to bowl. So I don't know. The kicker is though he can score it in 1 game if he needs to, or if he's like that. That's the hard part. And he looked all right batting night before last. So I don't know.
Yeah, it is very difficult. Rob, thanks for those insights there.
You've got to have some decent kahunas not to go Maxi. And let's be honest, he's a VC. Well, so you can fade him, or you could throw a captaincy armband or a VC armband on him, and if he comes up trumps, you're a long way in front.
Well, who else have the Stars got in the fast bowling stocks there?
That's not playing at the moment.
Well, who else is going to be opening the bowling with Siddle?
Well, Harris Ralph?
Yeah, I'd say Ralph.
It's Harris Ralph. So Harris Ralph is
dead. Well, Tom Curran's
been Tom Curran.
He'd be the other one.
Yeah, so Sids could well get managed. So going back to that one, so as long as you've got those other 2, then they could. Yeah. Keep shooting in the questions, fellas, because we're just about to wrap it up soonish. Have we got any other pressing topics that we were considering?
No, I just wanted to do a quick shout out again. So obviously our overall league is now closed. We've finished on 183 runners. Don't forget we've got the prize of the Supercoach ring. Thanks to the guys at Supercoach Championship Rims for donating that. Just to update at the moment, we've got Jesse, the coach of the Jaguars, sitting 5th overall. We've got Rodney, coach of the Rod Runners, sitting 22nd overall. And Bryce, the coach of Bryce Mitchell, sitting in 32nd overall. So we're doing okay. We've got a few in the top 50 and fair few in the top 100. So it's good to see. So well done to those guys.
Beautiful, boys. Beautiful stuff.
Gentlemen, question without notice, as I'm sure lots of other people will be interested in this one. Is Finn Allen a sell or a hold?
That is a good question. That's a good question. Look, I have crazy that last week he was a buy, but he's made his money, and now I'm thinking he is a sell. He only has one involvement, and that's just as a batter alone. So people like Sam Harper are actually way more Finn did come out and keep the other night. So he's very similar to Harper. Straight swap. What do you think, Ross? Straight swap.
I've done the trade. I've gone Allen to Harper. It's a no-brainer for me if you don't own Harper. I mean, he's in form at the moment. He's playing the double. So I think, there you go. Aaron's just asked, is Harper a must? Well,
I think so.
I'll tell you what, in the form he's in at the moment, it's hard to pass him up if you ask me. He's in some really big form at the moment. So if you don't own him this round, it could be similar to what happened with Brad not going with Hardy. You could fall ball behind the pack if you don't own him.
And the other thing is that with Harper and Finn Allen, I think Finn Allen's got about an 89 break even. That's just off the top of my head. It's around about 80 something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, the likelihood of him getting up there, the safer option is Harper, who only has to walk on the field, basically. He has to average 5 across 2 games to make you money.
Yeah, he's got a break even. He's got a break even of 0.
Break even of 0. He just has to walk on the goddamn field.
So if he gets say 120 points over these 2 games, he'll go up about 30K. And then he'll be an easy trade if you want to get rid of him to like a Philippi or someone else up for the next round.
Negative Nancy just commented. G'day, Negative. How you going? Negative Nancy just said, you watch Allen go off. LOL.
Oh, don't worry about it. That was me last night because I traded Jack Edwards out to get Matt Short this round, and it didn't work out too bad in the end because I think Short only ended up with 20 less points than Edwards, but wish I hadn't made that trade kind of, but anyway, it happens. Move on from it.
Okay, so the big question is captain, vice captain. I don't know what my sort of plan is going to be. What's your plan's going to be?
For me personally, I've got the VC on Stoinis and captain on Connolly still.
Shit, Tim. I have to change what I'm doing now.
Everyone's going to be like that, though. This is the thing. Everyone's going to be very similar.
I told you, I have been concentrating this last 2 rounds after I started so poorly. So yeah, no, it's.
I have that at the moment too. But depending on the toss, I may swap Stoinis as VC to Tom Curran.
Yeah, good call. I like that too.
Now, although this is planning ahead for when the Sixers are back on deck.
No, here we go. Taxes and rain at Cross Harbour.
The Sixers versus Heat at Coffs for round 6 has a bit of light rain possibility on the forecast. Mate, I live here. I live in Coffs, and I'm telling you, it ain't a possibility. It's a dead set certainty.
That fixture's been washed out the last 2 years, hasn't it?
Yeah. It has been a bit of a running joke in our chat group, hasn't it? We've been asking for months whether or not it's going to rain in Coffs when that game's on. It's pretty
guaranteed it's going to rain. You just know it's going to.
And boys, speaking of local info and rain, the Heat game is today, and it's looking pretty dark outside. Just putting that out there. We have had a little bit of rain this morning, and storms are forecast for this afternoon. So keep an eye on the Weather Bureau for the Heat game.
Typical Brisbane weather. Seriously.
I'm not going to complain. My grass has been dying because it hasn't rained for 2 weeks, and I'm sick of watering it. So bring on the rain, I say. It's all about me, really.
Mate, I want to see some cricket tonight. Okay, I don't give a shit about your garden. Get out there and water it, mate. Seriously. God.
Righto. What else?
Okay, All right, Darren, I'm getting you to get to your question next. Current great Smoky. I don't think he's too much of a Smoky. I think
he's talking about for vice captain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
vice captain, it is a great shout out, by the way, just quietly. Him or Ralph, great shout outs.
Yeah, and that's going to be the tricky one, isn't it? Like, everyone's likely to go Stoinis, as he's just been informed, but at the same time, you could go Harper, Stoinis, Curran, Maxi, even Ralph. Like, you could VC half their squad, and going a pod route and paying off could actually mean the difference between winning and losing this round.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I don't disagree there. Now, that next question there from Darren. Sorry, Darren, I did see it earlier. I should have got back to it. One, anybody going early on an extra striker in this week?
I was looking at it. I've already got Matt Short. I was potentially looking at bringing in maybe Jamie Overton, but I think I was just short on getting him. Liam Scott, I don't mind either. I know Chris Lynn's pretty highly traded in this week, even though he's not in the top 10. He was earlier. I don't like that trade at all. Bring Chris Lynn in. It's a tricky one because, I'm going to go a sixer, but as I said, but I don't hate it. At least the strikers are playing this round. I guess it depends if you need someone who's going to play this round or not. If you don't need someone who's going to play this round, then go a sixer. If you need someone who's going to play this round, then I'd maybe go a striker player.
Although it hurt us early in the year doing this, if there is rain tonight and it looks like the game is going to be delayed, it wouldn't hurt you to go one less stars. So if you got 6 stars, maybe go one less. Maybe question whether you bring Siddle in or not and go a striker or a sixer instead. I do like that. I don't do what Timmy did and rip apart your entire fucking team. But one.
And then spend the next 4 rounds
the
paying for
liability
it.
by trading, going, looks like it might be a shortened game. I might go with one less star, not an entire team of stars, just one less. What do you think of that policy, Rossco?
Yeah, I'm just having a look at the bloody forecast now for Brisbane, and it's saying there's potential thunderstorms around about 9 p.m, but it's not showing much on the radar.
Darren, David's gone and said exactly the same. I've said it about 5 times already that, Stoinis may float in the batting again, as may Maxi. Yeah, it's a very flexible middle batting order.
Yeah, that's what worries me about guys like, Kellaway, Tom Rogers, even Sam Haynes, another one. You don't know also too, there could be a miracle and Clark plays game 2, and then all of a sudden Rogers might be back out of the team, or he might come in at like 5 or 6. So it's unlikely that Joe Clark plays this round, but you just never know. I don't, so
you don't. And as I said, the weather, don't rip apart your team, but do make one change for one less star would be a good advice. And I'll certainly be keeping an eye on that myself. If it is going to be a delayed game, then I'll make that change. Probably get an extra striker like Darren is saying, or an extra sixer. I've got some sixes already, so it might be a striker coming in. All right, boys, we got anything else there today?
No, that's it for me.
Right, when's our next show? Monday, isn't it?
Next one will be, it'll be Monday,
Monday. So do watch out for us. We'll be coming to you live Monday at some point in time in the afternoon. Because some of us do have to work still, like I had to work today. There's got to be some of us keeping the dream alive. But
I'm gonna go back to work on Tuesday. But just on another note, congratulations to Usman Khawaja on a wonderful career for the Aussies too. He announced his retirement from Test cricket today. There was a bit of the media conference was certainly interesting. A few comments to be made, but well done to him. He's had a wonderful career. He's had a few injuries. He's had in and out of the team, but he's certainly won. And also, obviously, the other one too is Damien Martin. If anyone hasn't seen the news, ended up in hospital with pretty bad infection and induced coma. But there's been some some good news coming out from Gilly last night that he's on the improve. So hopefully he'll be okay and get better soon. But yeah, he was some player back in the day, boys, wasn't he? There's probably one of the best cover drive players in the game that we saw.
Him and Langer when they were at their peak. He played virtually side by side. A lot of his cricket with Justin Langer. Certainly. Damien Martin was a joy to watch. So it is good to hear that he's meningitis. You can get anyone. What a scary thing, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. We really appreciate all the feedback. Appreciate all of you jumping on, shooting questions. When the article goes up next week, do shoot through your questions as per normal. Like, share, and subscribe. My tongue always has trouble with that. I don't know why. Anything else, Timbo?
No, I'm pretty good, thanks, boys. It's good to be back in and good to get a really solid green arrow this week.
Anyway, till next week or until Monday, catch it on the flip side and raid straight your asses off.